Hi everyone. Numpy arrange function. So without having double R in it. So using the Numpy library and dot operator and then arrange function, um, we can return evenly spaced values within a given interval. So values are generated within the half open interval, that is start and stop. Okay, before that, let me tell you the syntax of the Numpy arrange. It, you can use this name, then one start parameter can be used. It's a number and it's optional, so it's a start of the interval and the interval includes this value. So the default start value, if you don't specify anything, automatically it takes it as 0. Then stop is a number as well, which is the end of interval, and this interval does not include this value, and except in some cases where step is not an integer and floating point round off affects the length of out. um, then step, you may include one step, so which is again a number and it's optional, so it's used for adding spacing in between the values. So for any output out, this is the distance between two adjacent values. What is the gap or the difference in between two values in the list. Then d type is the type of the output array. So if d type is not given, then infer the data type from other input arguments. Then here the arrange function, it actually returns one n-dimensional array. So array of evenly spaced value is returned through this function. For floating point arguments, the length of the result is, for a floating point, it should be ceiling um, of whatever may be the stop index minus start index, then divided by whatever may be the step value. This is what for floating point arguments, the length of the result is returned through this ceiling function. It's because the floating point overflow, and this rule may result in the last element of out being greater than stop. So I'm just trying to remove them as I want to execute my code. Uh, Here I have used this import numpy as np statement, using the np as a temporary name for numpy. So calling the arrange function and with just having the starting index. What does it display? It display all the elements within the range 3, that is 0, 1, 2. So if you mention in this way 3.0, so it will only include 0, dot 1 dot 2 dot. If you mention starting and stopping index as 3 and 7, it will include all the elements in between 3 and 7, that is 3, 4, 5 and 6. 7 will not be, the end index will not be included. Then with a step value, suppose that this is your start, stop and step value, so it will include all the elements in the list in between 3 to 7 with a step increment of 2. So only 2 elements will be returned. These are some use of arrange function. Um, I wanted to show you some other useful concepts also using NumPy. So here I am trying to import the NumPy library as NP. Then here what I'm going to use some functions. So I'll first use np dot arrange function that I just have shown you now. So with a element of 15, then I'll use reshape reshape of two indexes 3 and 5. um, so here what it does actually, it returns the dimensions of the array, and if I will run it, okay, why does it say? Let's do it this way. print, just take it as a whole and print it here. Let's see if it's working or not. uh, p dot arrange 15 reshape 3 5. Okay, let me try it here. Let's see if it's working or not. And take this code. I'll just try to print a here. Let's see what is it printing. Yeah, so this is what the last statement of 3 and 5. So here with the all the elements within the range of 15, so it's supposed to create an array of three um, dimensions, that is 3 rows and 5 columns. If you will count, it has created 3 rows 5 columns matrix, or a three-dimensional multi-dimensional array. So these are some of the functions. Now I can do one thing. Okay, let's do it this way. Suppose I will add okay, I've created a and a as in this whole array. So a of shape. So let's see what does it return. Print a of shape. Control S F5. So it printed the shape, that is the dimension. So the dimension of the array is returned here. So this is a tuple of integers indicating the size of the array in each dimension. So for a matrix with 3 rows here and 5 columns, the shape will be 3 comma 5. The length of the shape tuple is therefore the number of axes, that is our NDIM for dimension. I'm just about to show you that. um, so say I will do it this way. A dot n, let's say you want to check what is the dimension of the array. Okay, here it is. The dimension it's returned as a two-dimensional array because it has a row dimension and column dimension. um, Next, there are some other things. Suppose a dot d type dot name. So what does it return? It will return an int32. What does it mean? It returns an object describing the type of elements in the array. So one can create or specify d types using standard Python types. So additionally, Numpy provides types of its own. So numpy.int32, numpy.int16, or numpy.float64 are some of the examples. So the version I have installed, that is int32, so that's why it is returning that d type here. And okay, so there are some other things also. Let's say print type of no, let's do it this way. A dot mm, item size. Okay, so what it will do, here if I'll run the code, it will display 4. So why is it so? That it returns the size in bytes for each element of the array. So if we have array elements of type float 64, it has item size of 8. It's predefined. So as we have the item size as int, d type is int32, that's why the item size is 4, that is 32 by 8, so it will be returned as 4. Okay, like this also we have some other functions such as a dot size. Let's see what does it return. It returns 15. That is how many elements are inside the A, that is as in the array. So that is our 15 number of elements. So like this, there are so many other functions also. If you are interested, you can refer to the website. Uh, Let me add it here. Okay, here is the website that you may refer to learn all the other concepts or other functions, constructs, etc. in the NumPy library. So that's all for now.